All right. Welcome, everybody, back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from Austin, Texas. I'm joined by my actual co-host, Dakota, who was not here last week. Welcome back.
Sorry, man. Got to make that money, bro. Dakota Drake 4 coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. It's good to be back. I'm glad Colton got to, step in. He's getting a little too comfortable over on this side, so I had to, come back and establish my dominance. I'm back. I'm ready to go. We got a lot to talk about. Let's jump this thing off.
Let's do it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
All right.
Woo.
We are back. We are officially on
vacation mode,
summer
baby.
Vacation. Yep, this is NASCAR summer vacation. Not happy about it, though.
All the things we're in Tokyo. Oh,
unlike normal summer vacation, I don't think anyone's excited for this one,
dude. So I was talking to you about. You remember it would seem like every other damn week we had the NASCAR off week, and this one's kind of like we have one. I think they had one for Easter, and then they fucking hammer the season out, and then 2 weeks off, and then when we go back, we're going all the way to damn Phoenix to the championship. I'm okay with it. I'm kind of like, all right, 2 weeks off. We're going to do this Olympic thing y'all trying to do. I don't think the Olympics are really what they used to be, in my opinion. But, all right, give us a little break and some hot gossip to talk about and a fucking banger of a race at New Hampshire to, catch up on. Take some time to ponder, and we're going to hit it right back off at Watkins Glen. What a track to come back on.
That's true. At least they're giving us something.
Yeah.
To tease us with. 2 weeks is a long time, though.
Dude,
the 1 week thing, I honestly think I'd rather them split it up with just the 1 week thing. 2 weeks is a long time. That's a gap.
I'm literally like, what the hell am I doing?
Half a month.
What am I going to do for the next 2 weekends?
It's half a month. We just don't have NASCAR. It's very weird.
This ain't right.
It's not right. I don't know anyone's excited about it, but at least we left off on a good note.
Dude, I mean, I know it took us a day to get to the episode, but fucking New Hampshire is already going into it. I was thinking man, New Hampshire the last couple of years has been putting on. This one did not disappoint, especially with NASCAR's, electoral college they got up in the booth or whatever. This thing started off with some raunchiness.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. So last week, I said some pretty stupid things last week because
I caught a little episode. I jumped in there and I was like, these motherfuckers are stoned.
Well, because number one, I was like, it's New Hampshire. It's not going to be that fun. It won't be that exciting.
That is not the page I was on.
Granted, we said all that before the PJ1 news came.
Yeah,
to be fair, I did say that before that. And then on top of that, anybody that didn't check out that episode,
I feel like this is the one track that the PJ1 actually worked.
Yeah. Well, I've just never been a huge New Hampshire guy, honestly. I was never excited about the races in New Hampshire. But then, on top of that, Colton got to do the At the Line.
Yeah, I've seen that.
At the line. And he actually had some really good ones, honestly. And then one of them that they brought up was Eric Almirola. And we spent a solid 5 minutes laughing about how absurd
Wouldn't it be crazy?
The chances were if he actually won that race.
Right.
And we brought up Trevor Bayne. We were bringing up Michael McDowell, the Daytona 500. And we were like, is it more ridiculous if he wins than those things? And then guess who fucking wins the race?
Dude, he did it with a fucking hammer fist. He didn't just...
I've never had my foot further in my mouth.
He didn't get a fuel strategy. He didn't
nope,
whatever,
where did he come from?
Dark.
I mean,
I fucking don't remember where he started, but the motherfucker he's always kind of ran good here. I think I vaguely remember he almost won one and something happened on a pit stop.
But last year I think he finished 6th. So he did finish really well.
It's been one of his better tracks, and then they just fucking hit on all cylinders. And I mean, motored past Blaney, Brad Keselowski and Blaney are duking out some great fucking racing. Yeah. We saw the whole race, and it comes flying by him. You would just see them use their shit up, and he'd be like, scoot, scoot, scoot. And I saw tons of people. I mean, we'll get to the end of this thing, but like I saw tons of people like, man, if 10 more laps, Christopher Bell would have got it. And it's like, dude, I don't think he would have.
He might have caught him, but like
I think he would have caught him, but I think Almirola was fucking seeing red here at the end, and I don't think
Right.
he would have. I think Almirola would have done what it took to get the W. You know, check his records, which would have been exciting.
We'll see. He didn't do it at Daytona.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, I gotta give it up. I did not see that coming,
dude.
The damn season he's had.
Stuart Haas has knocked the cobwebs off. They've dusted off the mantle, and they put a trophy down. Who would have thought Almirola got Stuart Haas the first one of the year? I don't care. Kevin
We've been
showed
saying
some
all
signs
season.
of light. Yeah,
we've been saying all season he might be out of his ride. You know, we were all like,
and I think he just solidified like a contract extension with this bad
he's
boy.
the only one that's got to win on that whole team. It's wild.
Smithfield's over there sleeping on the couch, and they're like, "Huh? What? Oh shit!"
I mean, if you notice, I'm not wearing any of my Austin Dillon merch this episode for a fucking reason.
Yeah, man, I'm on vacation mode over here. Dude.
It was such a good race, and I was so upset.
You know, and that was another thing. Like,
by the way, he did not call it. I want to nip this in the bud right now,
dude. I'm gonna say he did.
Colton picked him to beat. Who was it? It wasn't even Bell. It was Custer. It was the matchup was Custer. And I said, I think Custer will win, or finish better. But I did say it's a toss-up. I mean, they both have bad seasons. They both finished well here last year. And Colton said that he would pick Almirola. And then we joked about how unlikely and crazy it would be if he won. And then Colton's like, yeah, I mean, it would be as crazy as Michael McDowell winning the Daytona 500. He did not call fucking Almirola winning
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, this episode has conjured up the winner. All I'm going to say is you better tune in for the Watkins Glen race because we're going to tell you who's going to win. We're bad.
I'm not giving that to Colton. I'm not giving that to. I know he's trying to hype up the fact
my replacement.
He said how absurd it would be, and then all of a sudden he's like, "I called it." Look, I put my money where my mouth is every single week. I always lose money betting on NASCAR, so. I'm willing to admit that.
I think I lose like every freaking week.
So,
but, dude,
I mean, as an Austin Dillon fan, I mean, it's tough because it was probably the best race of the year. I mean, if not, it was.
I'm gonna say it. It was.
I know, right?
Awesome.
That's why I'm like trying to think of what was a better race.
It was a good race.
So it was very bittersweet because I'm like, as you know, towards the end of the race when Austin's in front of him, and I'm sitting there like. What's gonna happen? So for me, it kind of sucks. AD's out. I don't know. He still has Daytona. He could get a win there, but it's
almost rough. It's almost literally like a 2021 spin gate. Let's back it up to the beginning of this race. It's fucking raining. They're all talking about rain. The cars recovered. They drive the track. They got some weepers down in 1 and 2. The track's wet. They're all talking about it. Listening to scanners. Hey, it's fucking raining. Hey, we got rain over here. Hey, it's kind of raining. Well, NASCAR's like. They don't see nothing. It's wet. I mean, I'm listening to Kevin's radio, and like Timmy Feedy was sitting there going, "Hey man, it's starting to rain harder up here. Like it's legit rain. It's like misting up here." And Ronnie Childers keys in. He's like, "It's full blown raining down here on pit road." And literally, as soon as I see that, I just hear back it down. They're wrecking in 1, and I'm like, "Oh fuck." And then as soon as I look up, dude, Kyle Busch is just smacking the wall and Truex is spinning. And it's like, oh, shit. It's kind of like crazy chaos fun, but it's like not fun if you're a Kyle Busch fan or Truex fan. Dude, Denny Hamlin gets the boot. And I would be fucking livid. I mean, it sucked. And everybody's blaming NASCAR. And then they get fucking Steve McDonald, whatever his name is, up there, and he's like, "Look, we were looking. We had radioed in. They said they didn't see nothing. Like the track was wet, dude. I don't know.
Well, they were talking about how they were like, well, we had to get the approval from this group, and then this group, and then this group. It's like, is the fucking track wet or not?
Yeah.
What organization is this? Are you a government agency? Like
I heard they were saying like the track was wet before we even went green, and then they showed some video like a couple laps ahead where they get loose the lap ahead. Like, whoa, shit. And to me, I'm kind of like, well, if I'm Kyle Busch, am I still – that last lap, it was pretty damn slick. Am I still going to sell it in there? But then I'm also like, you're damn right I am because we're fucking racing. But it literally almost reminds me of Texas last year when it's fucking misting, raining, or whatever, and Kevin sails it into the wall coming out of two. Kyle
Hell,
Busch,
Austin
yeah,
earlier this year at Coda.
yeah. Fucking
They
Coda,
we were just running in the rain and
yeah.
wreck after wreck after wreck, and finally like, oh, Chase Elliott's in the lead. All right, yep, we're good. We'll call it.
Don't even get me started on Coda, dude. I haven't been that mad in a minute. So it kind of sucks, but then everybody's pointing fingers at NASCAR, which they deserve it. It was a sticky situation. I'm surprised we got the racing because at this point I was already thinking like, all right, if they race tomorrow, where am I going to be? What am I doing? But they waited it out. We got back racing. Kyle Busch gave a love tap. Oh, that's like body fire. Yeah, we'll get there. There's some hot Twitter gossip. My boy Freddie. But Kyle Busch gives a love tap to the pace car, and I loved it. I saw people like, ooh, he's going to get in trouble, or ooh, this and that. And I'm like, dude, like Dale Earnhardt did that. Fucking everybody's hit the pace car. Kyle Busch has done it before. Who give back? I mean, it's kind of sketchy.
Right.
Like if he spun the pace car, that's where I'm like, ooh, dude, like you're in trouble. But he gave it a little love tap. It was cool. Hey, Ian, dude, it was a great race.
I'm thinking it was the best race of the year.
I'm calling it definitely the race of the year so far.
Until the playoff when they start manufacturing finishing.
Yeah, the second Chase gets, stage win, call it. But it was a fucking good race. Everybody loves an underdog win. Nobody saw 27th place points. Eric Almirola sneaking in the playoffs from right field. Boom! Eric Almirola's in the playoffs, and that gap has even got tighter. What the fuck is going on there? It even starts up debate. Oh, yep. I think
So yeah, I wanted to mention this. Is it like they're definitely not finding him? Is that what's happening? They've just.
I think if they were going to, it would already.
I was
been
waiting,
announced.
right? I was waiting on that kind of announcement. I figured something was going to happen, but it seems like they're not finding him. I mean, I assume everybody watching our podcast.
I don't think they're really in the place to find him.
He essentially, yeah, as we mentioned, his day was ruined because NASCAR was too slow to call it, and he fucking ran into the pace car.
It's kind of their fault. It's kind of their fault. He bumped the pace car.
I mean, I was surprised he did that to the pace car, though. I was like, oh shit, that's he took that to the next level.
Oh, I was like, fuck yeah, some drama, some hot goss.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's classic Kyle. Classic Kyle. Show expression emotion. Dude, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear that interview. And he was like, I can't say anything because I'll get in a lot of trouble. And I was like, oh. Right. But then I was like, come on, Kyle, get in trouble, please. I want to hear it. I wanted him to go off.
All right. So apparently.
Okay. All right.
Bob, if Bob said he's not getting fined, I trust Bob.
Oh, Bob is
the guy.
One of three legit sources, I'll believe. And to another note, anybody watching, get off Reddit. Don't listen to Reddit and don't take any advice or sources from Reddit because it's straight garbage. We tried telling these people for weeks that, you can't believe all these rumors you hear. And people are just making up chicken pot pie rumors. It's embarrassing for the sport, honestly.
Like the Ryan Blaney thing.
The Ryan Blaney thing. People know nothing about contracts or Kevin Harvick's future.
Kevin Harvick's buying out of his contract so Ryan Blaney can take the 4. That was
I
was like, whoa.
I'm up to here. I'm up to here. I've had enough. I'm done with this.
To be fair, how crazy this silly season has been, even the most absurd ones. I'm like, I mean, maybe at this point, fucking Pitbull owns a team.
Yeah, fucking Eric Almirola just won. What the hell?
Yeah, Eric Almirola took a win and is now in the playoffs.
There was some great racing. I mean, before Almirola came up there swinging, there was great racing going on. I love the Brad K. Blaney battle that happened. That was like iconic. People were like, is Brad even give a shit since he's leaving Penske? And I was like, dude, he's still a legit, respectable driver. Like, Jesus. Some good hard racing. And Almirola.
Brad's always raced his teammates hard, though. Like, even when he was in a good place with Penske, he's always been, Logano does the same thing with the teammates. Penske is not the team that, like, helps each other out that much.
He bumped Blaney and then backed off
him.
And let him take the spot back. I respect Brad for that.
He was
like
running
Brad
up
K.
on him. Yeah.
It was a good race, man. And Almirola came up there. Fuck, Chris Bell showed up late, almost, snuck in there for it. We saw signs of life out of Stuart Haas. Kevin was up there fucking getting some laps. He led the most laps out of all that, honestly. That was crazy. It's good to see some life out of the Fords.
I saw some people kind of giving Austin Dillon a little shit, thinking that he ran Almirola a little hard, but I'm like, dude, he kept it clean. If you want to run him hard,
he could have dumped him like he did in turn 3 at Daytona.
Well, that was fair too.
So,
I'll stand by that for the rest of my life.
I am all here for it, dude. Austin Dillon is trying to stay
hard, and he kept it
trying
clean.
to stay on the lead lap. If a caution comes out, who knows what's going to happen from this?
Right.
So he's trying to stay on the lead lap, no matter who's leading. However, if Almirola wins, Austin Dillon's out of the top 16. You don't think these guys don't know that? Like Austin Dillon, that bumped Austin Dillon out. So of course, hey, do not let that 10 by you. At whatever respectful means possible.
Exactly.
He raced them
Keep it
hard,
clean, but you can't let him buy you.
He raced them hard, a little harder than Chastain raced Kyle Busch. It is what it is, dude. He's racing to stay on the lead lap. However, Christopher Bell's coming. He gains a shit ton of ground on him from here, and it's all for it, man. You're not supposed to just bend over and let these guys pass you. He's trying to stay on the lead lap. No matter even if it was Austin Dillon or whoever, like, I'm all for, like, you don't have to let this guy pass you. You're trying to stay on the lead lap. Now, don't wreck them and rough. Rough.
That's the thing. As a fan,
there's a line.
As a fan, I was still glad that he kept it at least clean because it's hard when your driver does some stupid shit, and we've all been there, right? We've all been there where your driver does some stupid shit, and you have to try to like defend it, but you're like, no, I agree, it was dumb, but like only I can say it was dumb. You can't say it. So
you
as an
don't
Austin
call my
Dillon
driver
fan,
dumb. I call my driver dumb.
When he did get by him and it was still clean, I was like, okay, like I'm pissed, but like. It's kind of a relief. Thanks for not wrecking him.
Love and war. Is what it is, man. I'm all good with Austin Dillon racing them hard there.
Right. Yeah. I think that was the fair move. So Ian over here wants to know answer to a question. Miller Coors said that they're leaving Penske, but not NASCAR. I'm not sure if they said specifically if they're like leaving NASCAR or not, or they just said in general we're not leaving Penske. So. Is Keystone going to follow
just
Brad?
Hot Scots and topics?
Well, we got a question. I'm trying to answer our fans here. In my opinion, it does seem like they're probably going to follow Brad because
they only sponsored one fucking race this year.
But Miller, it's with the Miller Coors company, and he's had that
they did
for a long time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then they switched to Keystone, kind of like Budweiser switched to Busch. Is like it's Keystone.
They're trying to fit that demographic. I think
if they go with them, I'm cool. I'm all for it.
I think they probably will because he's not just a driver now; he has ownership. So he has equity.
I'm getting a total Tony Stewart Haas refiring the flames from the ashes. Fucking Roush is going to be here. Maybe not next year, but like give it a couple years. I think Roush is going to fucking be a force.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Everything's changed each year so much that I don't even know where to go.
It's a lot to fucking keep up with, dude. Honestly, like when we get to our whole silly season episodes down the pipe, is like each year I'm like, dude, this is the craziest silly season ever. Like this is last year I thought was crazy. This is crazy. And then now it's like, dude, I don't even know what to believe anymore. What the fuck is going on? Right. Dale Earnhardt's going to be in the fucking 24. What? Like, shit is getting wild. And it's like, that's another thing with the dumbass Reddit rumors. Like, well, I don't believe y'all, but like, what did you hear? Like, wait, what?
Until Bob Pockris asks somebody a question in an interview, I don't believe it.
Dude, Bob's the man, dude. If Bob
he's the guy,
says
he's been on the show before. Great dude. I mean, do you want to talk about the Newman incident?
Speaking of the 6 car in this race, we were going to bring it up. Quinn Half is fucking putting his boxing gloves on and going toe to toe with the man, Ryan Newman, who I will stand on the record and say I don't get why Ryan Newman gets this fucking nickname that he's this big ass son of a bitch. Like, I think it's more of that NASCAR drivers are kind of puny themselves, skinny little dudes. And Newman's just not skinny. Because I've seen Ryan Newman face-to-face and been right in front of him, and he's not fucking muscular or big or country corn-fed, whatever the fuck everybody calls him. I'm just going to say, as a big boy myself.
He's just not a skinny guy.
Yeah, as a big boy, Ryan Newman's just not skinny. So everybody's like, oh, I wouldn't fuck with Ryan Newman. I'm like, dude, I could pick his ass up. Chill out. Anyway,
they're NASCAR drivers. Let's be real.
Little Quinn Half gets his ass dumped in the fence by Newman. I didn't see anything beforehand. I don't know if he was giving Newman shit.
That's what I was confused about as well. What happened there?
Yeah, he had to piss him off at some point, and Newman don't fuck around. So, and I do respect that. Newman's hard to pass, like Austin Dillon is for the lead lap. Newman's hard to pass all the time, and I don't give shit for it because that's cool. I wouldn't let anybody pass me either.
Right.
Newman dumps little Quinn off in turn 3, and you got to agitate. I love when somebody. That's what this race had everything, man. We had crazy chaos. We had battles for the lead. We had guys getting pissed off, getting dumped. I want to see that. Like, I want to see drivers get mad and come back and hit each other and throw a bird out the window, man. It's awesome. So Quinn House fires back on Twitter. That's another thing, too, is like Roush Fenway's Twitter handle was talking shit about Quinn on Twitter. Kind of like, hey, man, stay in your lane here. But Quinn fired back like, yeah, I can't wait to hear y'all's news conference on Tuesday.
That was,
dude, fucking dropped the hammer, laid them out.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was awesome. Little Quinn and Newman. I would have never thought that's the rivalry I was going to see this year. But
I'm glad he stood up for himself because I just genuinely didn't know. I don't know why he did that. I don't know what the situation was beforehand. I thought it was kind of surprising as well. And yeah, I'm glad he didn't let Newman just kind of roll over him like that. He was just like, fuck you, old man. You lost your ride.
Yeah. It was shots fired by Quinn. I doubt that even rolls over anything because Quinn Half and Newman. But, hey, they both seem to find each other back there in the back. I don't know about Newman, but maybe it's like, dude, do you really need to be starting rivalries where you are right now? But, I don't know.
You're getting blown up, huh?
Yeah, it's the old lady.
Yeah, no such thing as a vibrate. We should take this moment to mention that we are brought to you by Yeats sunglasses. You can look at me and Dakota's faces. If you can't already tell, you get 10% off discount with the discount code Chairgatin. 10% off, and you can look as cool as us. And we look pretty fucking cool.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. I'm on vacation mode, and this is a fucking daily thing, bro.
There you go. Brought to you by Yeats. We're also brought to you by Yeti. If you're going to buy anything Yeti, use the link in the description below, and that gives us money. And we like
great
money.
Great work, Kohler.
So, one of the negatives, I guess, of this race was that, there was rain. They did handle it, entertainment-wise. We were entertained the whole time. Not like Atlanta with the red flag just because some piece of the track came up. So Bubba Wallace, once again asks for a football, does the fan support thing. It's all good, Yeah. I think that's cool.
I'm cool with it. Corley joined them. How cool is it what the Patriots player, whatever the hell his name was, is out there throwing it? Like, I imagine the New England area, they're, they probably know who he is, but they're like, getting a play catch with a fucking Patriot and fucking NASCAR drivers. That's another thing you don't get in all these other sports.
Right. And so, yeah, on Twitter, did you keep up with any of this?
What, the Quinn House thing?
No, with Bubba throwing the football and
it was sick.
I love when they do that. Down with like me on Twitter.
No, what are you talking about? Am I blindsided right now? Yeah.
So
you talked
Freddie Kraft.
Oh, the Freddie thing. Oh, yeah. Okay, you were confusing the shit out of me. Yeah, dude, you fucking bodied Freddie, man. What the hell? I was like, damn, but then I was also like, got a point,
right?
Yeah, because people were talking shit about Bubba, and then Freddie made a post like, this kid's
I'll
out
read the
here.
post. Freddie Kraft said, "Booed at intros week in, week out, receives more hate on social media than probably any other driver combined, except maybe Kyle Busch. What's the first thing that he wants to do when the rain comes? Bring all the hate you want in the replies, but that's why I love this kid." And my point, I just said, he's also swimming in sponsors. He's a driver that some people hate and some people love. Welcome to NASCAR. Stop singing this sob story. And I've mentioned throughout the season on this podcast that I've come to respect what Bubba's been doing more and more. He has gotten some finishes that I didn't expect him to get. But I'm just tired of hearing this shit where, people are like, oh, he gets booed all the time. But like,
there's a couple drivers that get booed a lot more than he does.
Me and Dakota go to so many guys. I bet me and Dakota go to more races this season than any other just casual fan. Right. I mean, obviously there's people that work in the industry, but when it comes to casual fans, me and you combined have probably been to more races than any casual fan. Baby. We try to be there as much as possible. I mean, we hear boos, right?
Yeah.
We hear boos when he comes around or they announce him. But I hear a shit ton more boos when they announce Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, maybe Harvick, depending, I hear just as many boos. So it's like, dude, I'm tired of this. Look at his sponsors.
Kyle Busch gets way more hate than, Bubba does. Well, I literally think they try to play the woe is me thing with Bubba.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just
we all know it's been outplayed. I was over
bro, he has the most sponsors, and he underperforms, and he has all the while people were replying to me like, well, he couldn't get conventional sponsors, and so it's a leap forward for people of color.
I'm like, dude, goddamn McDonald's. What's that
in the picture? He's wearing all McDonald's. Like, I don't want to hear it.
I mean, we can't even go down some of these routes, but that's the thing is quit playing the pity card.
I have no problem with Bubba. I love the fact that he brought out the football. I thought it was super cool.
I like Bubba on the track as a race car driver. All the other shit off the track and on TV and shit. That's the Bubba I can't stand. I mean, I'm not booing or applauding the dude. If he won, I'd be ecstatic. Right. But it's more that it's just there's a gray area.
It's NASCAR. People are gonna boo him.
But the thing is, like, why even bring it up? Like, why be like, I don't care what the comments, why this, why that? It's like, this kid puts his heart and soul in it. Like, yeah, so does every other fucking driver. You think we're out here just fucking dicking off on the weekends?
That's my thing. It's like, people don't do that for Joey Logano. People aren't, like, tweeting, like, look at Joey Logano with his fans. People boo him every day, but he perseveres. Like, no, it's like, we know people boo Joey Logano. Yeah. And we know a shit ton of people like Joey Logano. That's just NASCAR. And there goes my goddamn co-host. He does this every time. So Freddie didn't say anything that wasn't true. I mean, to a point, yeah. But what I'm saying in response is like, we get it, but like, stop making that as an excuse for anything.
I'm gonna break this fucking iPad, dude.
just tweet about him playing football with fans, and I would have probably retweeted it. I would have been like, hell yeah, that's cool as hell. Like, I like when he does that. So that was the drama with the Freddie thing, and what my response to it is just stop singing the goddamn sob story. That guy has more sponsors lined up for him than anybody else. How long
are we gonna ride this fucking train?
Right, he has sponsors lined up left and right. He's got Dr. Pepper, McDonald's. He has the biggest companies that other drivers wish they could get. He underperforms with the money he's got, in my honest opinion. So I'm just, stop singing the sob story. It's cool that he does cool things. Let's just promote that. But yeah, speaking of the sob stories, Nathan has a good point here. Tired of the woe is me, Matty D sob story. That's
another hot gossip. That's another hot gossip we can get right down.
I'm glad that that you brought that up, because Matty D, right? We mentioned it in the last episode. We've been mentioning it all season because we've always known he was losing that ride.
It was like in the off season, I think, or before the season, they announced Cindric to the 21. Right, like, that was the thing, and Matty D was like, "Oh my!"
We've known all season.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know.
I mean, right. Matty D's a fan favorite. Like, everybody loves a little Matty D in their life.
He's the underdog story.
We all want to see him do good, just like Eric Almirola. We all want to see him get a dub. We all want to see him get the win. But this fucking hourglass is running out of sand, bro. Like, when is this gonna happen? You've had several opportunities. We all love you, but you can't just keep saying like, yeah, they're October 2020. We can't keep just going on this trail.
2020.
Going on this trail of, I know I'm gonna win. I'm meant to be. Da 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 da. It's like, dude, like we all watched comics and stuff growing up, but like, nut up or shut up, bro. You got a winning capable car. They're running top 10 consistently, but on his little spiff, he was. I mean, I love Matty D. I'm a Matty D fan. On his little spiff, he was like, "Hey guys, this isn't on Wood Brothers. Nothing against Wood Brothers, but fuck the Wood Brothers. We suck. They've been assholes for years." And it was like, what the hell, dude?
He really was throwing shade at the team.
Yeah.
It's like, this team was nowhere ready. Like,
Yeah,
he's kind of
dude.
blaming everything on other people.
Everybody but fucking him. And I lost a little bit of edge on Matty D with this little video. I was like, dude, this is kind of sad. Like, you're sitting here throwing them under the bus, and then, I mean, you've had opportunities now. It's, dude, 3 years you've been in a competitive car. 2 years with, Wood Brothers. The 95 was competitive when he was in it. He almost won Bristol.
Right.
You've 3 years now you've been in competitive equipment, and you're saying, oh my gosh, I know I'll land on my feet, this and that. It's like, well, when are we going to fucking see it, Matty D? Like, we've given you the opportunity, and you haven't delivered. So
yeah, a lot of drivers have had it worse. Ross Chastain's had it worse. That dude has had terrible luck when it comes to keeping a ride. So Matty D is not like in his own little league here where he loses rides, he gets mediocre rides, this and that. That's part of NASCAR. And like you said, everybody was cheering for him. I mean, we all wanted to see him do well because we like those underdog stories. He seems like a nice guy, but it has just gotten kind of annoying when he keeps bringing it back up and he's like, oh man, I can't believe they announced I'm losing my ride.
He was like, dude,
they announced in 2020.
Yeah, he was like, I'm just devastated. And it was like, okay, maybe there's a little spark of hope that Brad was, we all knew the Brad story was going to come out. It was, it got busted out wide open like an egg. And so maybe there was a little spark of hope that, well, maybe Matty D get the 2. It was like, dude, you barely got in the 21 by, just good false hope. There's no way in fucking hell they're putting
when
you in the
I heard those
car.
rumors and people were like, oh, maybe he'll go to the 2. I was like, what? No.
Why? He barely deserves the 21.
Right. If anything, he should hope just to stay in the 21.
Yeah. Well, then there was those rumors like,
crazy?
Well, they'll just put Cindric in the 2 and keep Matty D. And it was like, here comes the Harrison Burton story. Harrison Burton gets, hey, hot young prospect. We can probably pay him a little less than Matty D. And he's just probably as good. So, yeah, we're going to go with him. And Matty D's like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe this is fucking happening. My life's over. It's like, dude, we all got to experience this, like, last year. Why are you the last to find out?
Right.
Yeah,
like, we were cheering for you this year because we knew you were losing the ride, and we just hoped you could do something. Maybe another team would take some interest because you got to win or something.
And he's like, I got 15 more shots to get it done. It's like, you better fucking use them because I think that's all you're getting.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And when you kind of come out and, not bash the team, but it kind of was borderline that. Other teams see that, and they're like, I mean, I don't really want that guy if he's going to talk.
Well, that's another thing is like, well, okay. Well, he's like, I'm going to land on my feet, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, where are you going to go, Matty? Like, where do you go from here? There's no more 32 car to fall back in. But, like, I honestly, I think all these positions are getting filled by other prospects, and maybe like a competitive Xfinity program.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will it be like a Hemrick where he has to go back down to Xfinity?
And I would be okay with that. If Matty D went to Xfinity and tore the shit up, that would be cool. I think that'd be good for him. But
he might need to do that and wait for another position.
I don't see him going up from here in the Cup Series. And he keeps saying, like, I'm destined to get a Cup win, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I don't know, dude. I don't see it.
Yeah. You've had plenty of chances.
I think this is it, bro.
I think he's going to be going back down to the Xfinity. I mean, I don't know. Unless something else happens, this silly season's been wild. Maybe something will happen. But looking at the playing field right now, kind of looking at the future even, I don't see where he's going. Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. There's several Xfinity drivers I think that could be possibly ready. Cindric's coming up. Harrison Burton's coming up. I don't know. That's another thing is, like, if we want to get on Harrison Burton, I'd like to see Harrison get like another year in Xfinity. I still think he's pretty young and kind of fresh.
I thought the same thing. I was actually kind of surprised that they're pulling him
I was surprised, but then also is like a hot young talent. I think he's got a couple sponsors behind him, Dex Imaging and stuff. There's probably some money there. They're paying to put Matty D in this car. Why not take these free dollars? I think that's maybe a money talk situation. Another thing I saw, Carnes, he posted this on Twitter where he was like, smiles only take you so far, money talk or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, smiles and good feel stories. I mean, they got you this far, but
No, he said Harrison's funding over Matty D's smile.
yeah, that was it. It was something, dude. And
he brings the actual funding.
Yeah,
it's the reason he lost the
this
95
is
car.
a fucking business.
I had Bob on here during an interview, and he told me that like he liked Matty D, but he didn't bring the funding, and they needed that. So
yeah,
he needs to be out there promoting his shit instead of
maybe he can go get on somebody's truck program. I love Matty D, but I think it's it's time we say our goodbyes. I don't want to say that, but winners do we get before playoffs? 2 road courses, Michigan. This is a very good subject, Nathan.
How many more winners?
I love the ingenuity.
Any new winners? I guess
if we want to talk about the playoff battle has thickened up like fucking peanut butter, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what after Atlanta when Kurt solidified he's in the playoffs, it was like, oh, it's over 105 gap to Reddick. Like this shit's done deal.
I was like,
and
no one else
like,
left.
Ah!
I was like, no one else left is gonna be winning. Like I was looking at the list of the drivers that weren't in, and I was like, the odds are none of those dudes are winning because they haven't been performing well.
I didn't think
that
either. Another thing, dude, is like with 13 winners this year. Well, could we get to 16? Is like, do you think Kevin or Denny could get a win? I think there's a chance they could.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if they're already in.
I know, but I'm just saying how many winners we got. But however, those guys from like 17th to 25th, like the Almirollas, like the Matty D, the fucking Bubba gets a lucky dog win. I don't know. Daytona is going to be fucking nuts. I think this is going to go right down.
Daytona is going to be wild. Daytona is going to be wild.
I'm straight up pissed I'm not going to be there.
Isn't Daytona the last race before
it's the championship race? It's the win. This is all or nothing. All the marbles on the table. Get all the points you can. Get the fucking win. Matty D.
What do you mean the championship race? No,
the season finale is what I'm talking about.
I thought Daytona was the last race before the playoffs.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that's not the championship race.
Somebody enlighten this fool. The season finale. The regular season champion.
Regular
Christ.
Season, yes.
Fuck. So
we have a shit ton of more races out. You're making it sound like that's the end.
Win Daytona and you're in the playoffs, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. So say Denny and Kevin don't get a win. Say Tyler Reddick doesn't get a win. Daytona. If Daytona's gonna have a lot of fucking pressure on it, if Matty D's leading with 3 to go, and whoever's on the bubble, is that what I'm saying? And there's these crazy road courses. We could see. Who knows what we're gonna see there? There's a lot.
Do you want me to read the guys just outside?
Yeah. I think there's 4 or 5 there. So it's
Harvick and Reddick that are the 2 inside. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think Denny's good. I think Denny's good on points. He's like 250 above the cut line.
Yeah, he's
unless there's 3 winners, he's good.
He's like 4th in point. Yeah, he's fine. So just outside, starting at 17, is Austin Dillon. And then there's Chris Buescher, Matty D, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, Eric Jones, yada, yada, yada. So any of those guys could win at Daytona.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the other. I mean,
I think
it could happen.
There could be some crazy road course madness. We have no idea what we're going to see with Indy road course. Watkins Glen is Watkins Glen. I think we're going to see some big players up front. It'd be a good opportunity for somebody to get a dub, but Daytona is the real thing. If there's the bubble's already tight, but those guys that don't have wins right there, and you got a Ricky Stenhouse leading with 10 to go, Daytona, dude, it's gonna be fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pressure. Yeah, the pressure, dude.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's gonna be.
I'm already feeling it.
This is gonna be good Daytona race.
I already feel it, but that's another thing is these next couple weeks before Daytona is gonna make winning even more serious. Whatever call necessary, whatever it takes, somebody needs to get it up. Say there's some fuel mileage at Watkins Glen and Matty D stays out, or somebody's going for it. You got to take these wild chances.
If you are a guy that's already in the playoffs and there's 3 laps left in Daytona, and there's any of those dudes behind you, I would say watch the fuck out because they will wreck you.
Well,
it's going to be wild.
They introduced this last year for the first time, and it was fucking chaos. And Willie B got the dub and got it. And that was one thing. You remember last year, Johnson didn't make the playoffs for the first time, whatever. But Johnson drove his fucking race of his life last year at Daytona trying to get in. I saw Johnson make moves I've never seen him make. 3 wide, slicing, dicing, dumping people. Like, no,
This is an interesting point. Say three more people win, and one of them isn't Denny Hamlin. Denny still gets in because he's the regular season
champion. And I think that's a gray area,
so
too.
that means the lowest guy with the win.
Yeah. So here's another thing. Hendricks is kind of, ever since the nose debacle, has kind of fallen off. But, Larson ran up and caught Denny in points, but Denny still held on a lead. But if Larson gets a couple more points, Denny has a bad day, and Kyle Larson takes over, them points don't matter shit to Denny.
Also, let's be real. If that happens, it's going to be Almirola. If we have 3 new winners come in, Almirola was like 28th in points without the win. I mean,
would make all this past week be.
I'm guessing he's going to be the bottom guy. Yeah,
well, that's the thing too. It's like, they reset off playoff points, so that's how whoever's the bottom total. And that's another thing is like, they made these rules probably for them never to expecting to be fulfilled, but here we are talking about it. Like, yo, this shit could actually happen. This year's been fucking nuts. I think Fox, the little shit show they had, could have been fucking close to this season. I'm not gonna say the best we ever had, but like this season.
Remember, I've been joking about nuts. Day one.
This season's been nuts.
Could this just be the best season? I've been joking about it since day one. I was like, it might be. We'll see.
And that's another thing.
Who fucking knows?
People hate on the playoffs. I fucking live for the playoffs, dude. I love it. It's like a 15 seed team going after the 3 seed team. Like anybody's got a chance. Some people don't like winning you're in. I love winning you're in.
I know a lot of people were upset about number one, McDowell. To be fair, it's the Daytona 500. There's almost always an upset. But then the Almirola, people are like, hopefully he doesn't keep out somebody that deserves it.
Well, here's the thing me and Nathan always vouch for and we agree on is that, he's taking a spot from somebody that deserves it. A spot from who? No offense. Austin Dillon, Matty D. He's taking a spot from fucking Ricky Stenhouse.
As an Austin Dillon fan, I also agree. Like,
really, honestly.
I'm a fan of the guy that just got knocked out. So
I love the cutthroat mentality.
Right.
No hold barred. You get the W and you're fucking in the playoffs. And that just makes look at all the drama. Look at the pressure. Oh my God, Kevin Harvick could be knocked out. What the fuck? Like, that's awesome. I live for it, dude. I've watched several championships where Jimmy Johnson went to Homestead with a 100-point lead, and it was boring as fucking hell. It was so boring watching Jeff Gordon win a championship 3 races before the season ended. These kids don't understand what it used to be like, and then they talk shit on the playoffs. Well, it should be this. It should be that. It's like, no, dude. The playoffs, to me, is one of the best things. I mean, even the chase is the best thing that ever happened in NASCAR.
I do understand their argument, though, when they say, like, just because you won the championship through the playoffs doesn't mean you were the best driver that year or the most deserving. I do understand
people like to argue Kevin Harvick last year with Chase Elliott.
Right. That was a big one.
Kevin Harvick dominated all season. Chase Elliott turned it on late.
But I also do agree that the playoffs make it more exciting later on.
To me, the playoffs make it nut up or shut up. Like, you've made it this far. Now it's time to put your chips in and fucking roll it. Like,
but that's why they can never have, I think, and they probably will in the goddamn future. And Dakota's going to be here for it because he will just do whatever NASCAR tells him to.
No,
they can never have the final race be at a road course.
Man. Team anti-road course. I'm for road courses against Rovals.
If you have a schedule with the super minority being road courses, you can't have it all on the line for one guy I just don't think that's right.
I'm fine with a season finale road course if we're rotating races every year. If we're going to a different track for the finale every year and one of them happens to be a road course, I'm okay with it. But if we're like, hey, Watkins Glen got the championship race 3 years in a row, that's all right. I don't know, man. I'm on the fence.
I would not be a fan of it. I would fucking hate it.
I'm not for it. I'm not for the season finale road course. Some people say I'm cool with starting at the Daytona 500 and ending the championship at Daytona. I'm all for that. And people are like, that's not legitimate. champion could be taken out in a big wreck. Well, don't be in the fucking big wreck. How about that?
But also, it's a pretty well-known fact when it comes to the championship race, the final four, their equipment's better. Like,
and
it is.
dude, I honestly, I have like, I feel like Colton would probably agree here. It was a little bit is like when it comes to the final four, which I love a final four duel to the death, winner take all format. I'm all about it. But it always is fucking ironic that the final four is running in the top five. But however,
because they have the better equipment.
The first
100%.
eight races before that, they ain't running top five. But on the final race, it's a little juicy. I feel like maybe the rules are a little more lenient for those teams. However, Chase gets busted for cheating at Phoenix last year, but goes from 40th to 3rd in 20 laps. It's a little fishy. I'm kind of like, yeah. Are we not looking at that car? Like when he failed Tech last year, I was like, yeah, that something's not right here. I
don't even think that's conspiracy anymore. Like,
no,
I think it's
like
pretty well known.
Like when they're all running top four, I'm like, dude, this like y'all can't. This something's not right. Like,
right?
This seems
no, they have the best equipment
up.
out there, 100%. I mean,
I feel like inspection's a little more lenient that time of year.
They might tell all the other drivers like, "Hey, chill out.
Yeah, don't race them. Let them race. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
we should just take every other car on.
and
four guys.
The winner always wins the championship, or like wins the race and the championship, which I get, but it's kind of like, dude, like, really now, really? Because that dude didn't win in the spring or last time we were here. I guess Homestead it didn't matter, but it's like, well, that's another thing too. I don't like is like with Phoenix being the finale. I don't like that we get the spring. I'm like, if you get the finale, you get one date. I don't like that we go there in the spring and come back in the fall. Yeah, that's a hot topic. It's like, I don't like how like, hey, we got to practice here in the spring and now we're going to come back. Like you're almost gathering data.
So,
I like that Homestead. Well, I liked how Homestead, we only went there for the finale. So it was like hey, bring your best shit, use your best information. Like you don't know what you're going to expect. But this is like, oh, we've already been here. Let's go.
I don't mind that. I don't mind like getting some practice in there, knowing it's going to be the championship. If you think you're a guy that's going to make it down to the final four, like, all right, here's your chance to like figure it out. And then
that's another thing. It's like the track could be completely different from spring to fall. It's like Martin Truex slapped some ass up in the spring at Phoenix, and it's like, well, could they bring the same setup and be dog shit? I don't know. But if Truex is in that final four, I would definitely watch the fuck out.
Yeah, Nathan seems to agree with you. Yeah.
You got to make it there first because everybody else is leaving their ass behind. Hey, Truex had a fucking championship run last Sunday, wrecking with the rain and coming back to finish P12 was a very good with all that damage. I mean, I thought they were out.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know if we mentioned it. Going back to fucking New Hampshire, Joey Logano went 2 laps down because of the red flag rule. I don't know if you caught that.
Right,
and came back from 2 laps down to finish 4th. The motherfucker was flying. If he'd been on the lead lap, I think Joey Logano wins this race.
By the way, no one wants to talk about that. I picked Logano over Kurt Busch last episode. Nobody wants to.
I think Joey would have won the fucking race, honestly, because that motherfucker was flying.
Yeah.
But dude, the big news dropped today. Let's go ahead and roll back into it. We mentioned it earlier. It's officially official. We can all lay it to rest. Is big news coming from the Roush camp.
Officially official.
Officially official. Yeah. Quoted and termed Nathan Grant is PK is racing in the Big Six. Bye Newman. I don't know what's gonna happen. Go farm or some shit, dude. I'm sorry. It was a good run. Brad Keselowski, I think, is about to turn over the whole fucking Roush camp, and I think this is some big things coming from over there at the Fords.
Well, he's definitely the best driver they've had in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, maybe it'll entice him a little bit more to drive really hard, knowing he has skin in the game.
Well, dude, do you know Brad Keselowski owns like a fucking legit like government engineering machine company, right?
No, what?
Yeah, he like started his own company, like CNC machining, fucking all kinds of shit, and got a government contract. Like, I don't think we realize like how big a player Brad Keselowski is. Everybody knows Denny's a baller with Jordan, but like Brad Keselowski's got some fucking dough. Clearly, he's buying stake in a fucking team, and it's some big baller moves over there. Roush said he wanted to entertain a part-time ride for Newman. I saw that too, and I think Newman should probably just hit the high road. I don't see a part-time
I
being
did
fun
say
for him.
this would happen to Newman. I said he
Yeah.
would be a guy that would have to go to a part-time. We would see him at Daytona.
Little
a couple
Martin-esque.
Exactly. I said this is exactly what we will see from Newman because that's the only other thing that's left for him. What team is like,
dude? I'm like,
instead of the young up-and-comers from Xfinity that are real hot right now, we can get a lot of funny. We're gonna take this old dude that hasn't had when's the last win he had actually? Holy shit.
Phoenix in the 31 car.
In the 31, that was
2016, 17.
Dude, RCR doesn't even run the 31 car anymore.
So yeah, it was a Granger.
That's how long
scheme,
ago that was.
I think.
Jesus.
So I love Newman. We're all happy he's alive and still in the sport. But like, when he did that interview where he was like, "I'm not done here. I haven't accomplished what I want to accomplish." I'm like, well, this is it, bro. Like, let's go out on a high note. If I was him, I'd go ahead and be like, "Hey, I'm retiring. It was fun. Get all the swag they're gonna give out free at tracks. The Goodbye Newman tour." I would go out. That's the way I would go out. But some drivers maybe don't like that. I hate it for Newman, but like, man, it is what it is. This is business. Brad Keselowski's taking over. I think I'm feeling some Tony Stewart-esque vibes here with the Roush camp. I think this is really fucking good for Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher's already shown some fucking moves in that 17 car.
Yeah,
but
good news for him for sure.
Brad Keselowski coming in, I think he's going to be like head of competition and all that shit. Like, I expect him to have a leadership role over there and pick Roush up and be like, this is the way we're going. I expect the 17 to run good as well. I think the 6 is going to run better. And if Brad is,
so that's there. Yeah.
If Brad's throwing some money at this thing, he's got the dough. I'm really excited for the future.
Nathan in the comments said, "Quit while you're ahead, Newman." And the last time he won was spring 16 Phoenix.
16.
I mean,
okay.
So he should have quit 5 years ago. I've been saying this about Newman for a long time, man.
I like Newman, but this is it, man. Like, it's over, dude. It's fucking
3
over.
Years ago, I was like, I didn't want to be a dick, but it's like, what are you doing here, man?
Dude, it's over, man.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Honestly, after Daytona last year, I think we should have just, we're cool, man.
Right.
It's over. But, shout out to Newman.
Chris Buescher, though.
He had a great career. It is what it is. Who knows if he lands somewhere. I would just hate for Newman to be like, I'm going to run for Rick Ware Racing and drive the 51. No, dude, just go home.
Right?
Go home and hang out with your dogs and your wife and shit. Like, come on, man.
It would be like the Brett Favre kind of thing where you should have already retired.
Yeah.
We want retire while we have good memories of you, not as like this old guy that won't leave.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. It is what it is with Newman. But Brad Keselowski in the 6 car. I saw Bob Parkhurst reach out like, why didn't you take this number? Did you want to go that number? And he was like, he had so much respect for Roush Fenway and, their historic team that, of course, the 6 is iconically, old school Mark Martin days, Roush Racing. He wanted to be in the 6. Like, hey, Roush is the 6. I want to be in the 6. I think it's cool. However, I assume we'll get some new paint schemes. I love that idea. Like we're talking with Keystone Miller, is like, does Brad Keselowski bring some sponsorship? Does he reach out and get new sponsorships? We saw that with Hamlin and Bubba. I think we could see some big moves over at the Roush camp and even more money.
We've known that Brad K hasn't been happy at Penske for a long time.
I mean, last 3 years they've been like, Brad's unhappy.
This has been well documented. Like, he hasn't wanted to be at Penske. I thought he might have been going to Hendrick. Obviously.
Yeah, remember those rumors?
Right. It made a lot of sense. He had relationships there. Like, it made a lot of sense. We didn't see the Kyle Larson thing coming. Obviously, that kind of created itself. So they obviously made a great move picking up Kyle Larson. But we've known for a while that he's wanted out of Penske. And, some people are like, man, Brad K is just not the same guy he was. I think maybe he just hasn't been happy at Penske for a while. And so this could be a good opportunity for him to kind of rejuvenate his career again. Right. Yeah, and he has skin in the game. He's happy with the team. Like, let's go. I know he's got the talent. Yeah. He's still young enough. I know he's a little bit older, still young enough to get it done. So.
When I was listening to the interview earlier, and it was kind of weird. And Brad was like, I guess this is a coincidence. He said, but I'm the same age and have the same amount of years in Cup experience as Tony Stewart did when he went to Stewart-Haas, as I am now going to Roush Fenway. He was like, He's like, that's what I want to do. That's what the goal I'm looking for. He said,
Cool.
but I'm the
Yeah.
same age as Tony was when he bought Stewart or Gene Haas out, or what it combined forces. And he's
Right.
like, I guess it's a coincidence, but that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. And I love this going forward. I love seeing Denny Hamlin starting a team. Brad Keselowski's not on. I love seeing the idols of my, I don't know, my livelihood. Yeah, my whole, fan career experience, seeing these drivers now transition into the ownership role and almost seeing, Jeff Gordon taking over Hendricks. We all know that's happening. Is like seeing all these owners I knew pass the torch to the drivers I grew up watching. It's kind of a cool spot as a fan to watch this happen.
And as a Texan, I'm happy for Chris Buescher because he's been in the Cup Series for a while now, and he hasn't really been able to do much.
He got a stage win at Homestead in the spring. I remember.
Well,
that?
I was gonna say this season and lately we've seen him actually performing better and better.
Yeah,
which I didn't see coming, but now I'm starting to see some potential from him.
I expect the 6 and 17 to run better next year.
Yeah, now with Brad going there. And maybe we'll see some real shit out of him. Some real
huge wild card in the mix. We got the new car coming. We have no fucking idea what's gonna happen.
Don't even
dude. They could be. Yeah,
the new
car is just shuffling the deck, dude. They could be slow. They could be fast. I don't know, but I expect some. I don't think Jack Roush even knows where he is sometimes when they show him on video. But it's good to see Roush is going to end up in some good hands. I'm just very curious where the hell they're going to go with the title of the name of the team. Because if we're talking about Keselowski, Fenway, Roush Racing, or whatever, I need something that rolls off the tongue, baby.
Right.
And because Roush, Keselowski, Fenway is not it.
It's so bad. Yeah. I mean, I just honestly think Brad should keep his name out of it. He does not have a good name.
That's what they said
it's
too.
Too much.
It was kind of weird. They were like, Roush owns 50% and Fenway, whatever, owns 50%. And they were like, but Brad Keselowski's buying stakes in Roush Fenway. And it was like, so I think Jordan Bianchi asked, so what percentage of it, if y'all are allowed to share, what stakes is he getting? If y'all aren't giving up y'all's shares or whatever. And they're like, well, he's buying into the competitions. They almost opened another chapter, Brad Keselowski's going to take over all this stuff, and we're still going to get our checks.
There's no way they both keep 50% then. I mean, that doesn't.
That's what they were asking, but they didn't really give a definitive answer. Was well, Brad's buying stakes in the team. It's almost like they're splitting it in thirds, but our names are we still own it. But it almost just seems like they're like, dude, we're tired of doing this. We suck. Let this guy just take. He can do what he wants.
Yeah. He might just be a minority owner where he gets 10 to 15 to 20%. I don't know.
Hey, I just know if I go to a fucking racetrack here in the fall and the 2 merch is still at full price, I'm gonna be pissed. I almost want to get some swag just to say I got some Brad Keselowski too. It's gonna be old school one day. I mean, I've been a low key Brad fan for a while. I just am loyal to my Ford team, but I've always said that if I was never a Kevin fan, I could have been a Brad fan. And
my buddy, who I always go to Dega with, he's a Brad fan.
Yeah, so I've always liked Brad. I used to love the Blue Deuce, Miller Lite. I just, was always loyal to my Kevin. But it's I could have been a Brad fan, and I've always liked him as a 2. We're going to see a change of ties here. Cindric coming in. I think that could be a good mix there with him and, rebranding with the 2, whatever sponsorship lands. But it's gonna be weird. Next year's gonna be weird, man. Each year, silly season just fucking gets crazier. Now we got drivers buying teams. What is going on?
If Chris Buescher could get a cool sponsor, I might get some merch.
Oh, dude, I've already been scouting for years, but then I got my handful of guys I'm looking at, but then I'm also what's going on over here? We got Brad K buying a team.
You know what Chris Buescher needs to do? I've been saying this for a while. He needs to lean into the fact that he's the only Texan in the Cup Series. And he needs to have merch with the state of Texas on it, do all Texas shit.
Dude, you should email him. What if there was a rodeo riding a bull, but it was a fucking car coming through the dust or something? Some shit like that.
David Starr in the Xfinity Series is sponsored by Whataburger. Get Whataburger on there. Get Buc-ee's on there.
Buc-ee's!
Get Texas. Yeah,
I was just about to say it.
Get Texas shit on there.
Barbecue sandwiches at the track, dude.
Busher's not a real farm boy. I know where he's from. He's from the suburbs. Don't fucking try me.
Dude, Busher's he owns a fucking Power Stroke. He's farming on his fucking tractors.
I know where he grew up. He grew
Have
up
you
in the
seen
suburbs
Eric
outside
Jones
Dallas.
stories? He's reading little kids' bedtime stories. Busher's out there fucking bush hogging, dude.
He's just a normal Texan. That's how we all are.
I love Chris Busher. I'd love to see a little more pizzazz out of him. Like,
yeah.
You know, he's just kind of there. But, yeah, I'd love to see Busher, like, grow his hair out, grow his beard out or something. Get a tattoo. Fucking, come on, Busher. We need you. As we know here in Georgia, we call him Beans. You know why we call him Beans?
Obviously a name.
Hey.
He's just being a normal Texan. I don't understand what y'all are talking about. This is just
old Beans.
Being a Texan.
Old Beans. We call Chris Busher Beans because Felicia was originally a Chris Busher fan, and she loved Chris Busher because he drove the Beans car, the 37 Bush Beans car. So we always nicknamed Chris Busher Beans over here in the Rutledge camp.
Well, and see, back in the
ever
day,
since he left, we still call him Beans. We're like, come on,
back in the day
Beans!
when you can have sponsors your whole career, that would work as a nickname, right? That'd be a great nickname. The problem is that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, well, shout out Beans in the 17 car. We love you, dude.
We love you. Yep. So
hey.
Moving forward, we're on a break. So we'll
get a little spicy on next week's episode.
We'll do something next week. Yeah. Maybe do another Jeopardy. By the way,
ooh.
Do I look like the guy on my shirt?
I can't see oh my God, you do. What is it? I don't know what the shirt is. Cricket? What does that say?
Cricket. It's a
Cricket
company my brother works for. It's a golf company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Dude, what do they sell?
I just realized how much I look like that guy.
What do they sell?
Golf merch. Like golf apparel, not merch. Like polos and shit.
I love polos.
Yeah, well, I mean, check it out.
Yeah, well, I need to. Give me that discount.
Free shout out to Cricket.
What do you get them to sponsor the show?
We'll get them to sponsor. Yeah, y'all want to sponsor a NASCAR podcast? That's right up your alley.
Hey.
So anyway, yeah, maybe we'll do another Jeopardy episode. Bring in.
Maybe we'll get Nathan on.
Yeah, we need to bring in Nathan.
We need to get you on the show, boy.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be the host this time since I'm so bad at Jeopardy questions.
I'll be fine, and I'll just be on there just shouting out dumbass answers. I'll be like, Martin.
Yeah. Well, I want Colton. There he goes. I want Colton to create the questions for me because he's really good at it. But then if he comes in and competes, he'll just know all the answers. So I don't know if we're going to do that. So, Nathan says he's down. All right. Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to throw his fucking computer out the fucking. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah. Jeopardy.
Anyway, Nathan says he's down. So that's probably I'll need to get that set up. That's probably what we'll do.
Like Colton and Nathan need to talk. They're like Colton's your like Nathan.
Yeah. They just say stupid shit, but they know a lot of things. But they're
exactly.
Yeah. It's like a Snapple.
There are factorials.
It's very informative, but it's stupid information. I'm like, I don't need that.
Yeah, it's like, dude, stop it.
Oh yeah, Nathan with the zingers though coming at you.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even have a leg to
I would
stand
appreciate
on.
that, Nathan.
It's this goddamn StreamYard, dude.
Yeah,
swear to God.
No one else has ever dropped off. So anyway,
you know what I need to do is I need to just get me a computer.
Yes, I've been saying that the whole time.
All right.
So anyway, we'll do that for next week. I'll just make sure I can get that set up with everybody's schedules. Maybe we'll do an interview or something for the week after. We'll see. I don't know. We'll figure something out just to make sure we have some shit. And to wrap it up, once again, brought to you by Yeats. These sunglasses, 10% off discount code Chairgatin, yeatsofficial.com, and also brought to you by Yeti. Use our link in the description below and buy Yeti shit. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody just try to survive. Try to survive this
2 weeks
NASCAR
off.
vacation.
If you need help, contact us. We got a hotline open. It's going to be rough, y'all. Batten down the hatches.
Yep. Yeah, it's a depression hotline for all of us NASCAR fans. All right.
Let's get it.
Peace.